movie that most people will know Jayne Mansfield for is a film called Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter? It was a play, and they adapted that into a film, which I did not know. I was embarrassed to say that I did not know that. And I also want to point out that we also find out in the course of this documentary that Jayne Mansfield is probably the original white person code switcher, because she had this voice and this persona that she would use in public, but she would do something very different at home. And she would do it because she had created this image and people expected that of her. But at home, they just knew her as mom and as a wife and a mother. She was very, very savvy. She was a lot smarter than people gave her credit for. She was a very accomplished businesswoman. She was a very accomplished musician. She played the piano and the violin to perfection. And she hated when people would ask her about her measurements, which made me think about how people nowadays, when I remember when when Joan Rivers was on the carpet, she would always ask, "Who are you wearing? What are you wearing?" And that became a staple of the red carpet after Joan Rivers introduced that. But then people would, ask women very different questions than they would ask the men, and they still kind of do it. Since Me Too, it's kind of been curved a little bit, but it's not that much better. So this is not, I say that to say that that was not something new. This was happening back in the 50s and the 60s with Jayne Mansfield. But the biggest thing that you will learn from this film is that this woman was objectified for her body and not her brains. Her daughter finds out some family secrets that were buried, buried deep, 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 deep.